In the spirit of reconciliation, MYOB acknowledges the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and Aotearoa, New Zealand. We acknowledge their connections to land, sea and community. We pay our respects to their elders, past, present and emerging, and we also encourage each of you to reflect on the land that you are on and pay your own respects to the culture and history of that land. We extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples today and the tangata whenua of Aotearoa, New Zealand. Thank you for joining us today. We'll be starting shortly. During today's event, you can choose to customise your screen layout. The windows on your screen are collapsible and you can move them around. You can also increase the media player to full screen by clicking the arrows in the top corner of the media player. Now sit back, relax, and we hope you enjoy.
Hi everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on unlocking operational excellence in civil construction, strategies for enhancing job management, project productivity, and field team efficiency. My name is Emma, and I'm part of the enterprise team at MYOB. I'm thrilled to have you all join us today as we delve into the world of operational excellence in the civil construction industry. Today, I'm joined by Jonathan Patchell and Philip Da Cruz from Kynection. Kynection predominantly operate in the construction and transportation industries, offering paperless technology solutions to ensure productivity and worker safety are maximised. Jonathan will share insights, best practices, and success stories providing you with actionable takeaways that you can interpret in your own organisations. Also joining me today is Bruce Minty, MYOB's Senior Product Manager, who will answer questions around the importance of effective financial management in construction companies. Throughout this webinar, we'll explore effective job management techniques, uncover tactics to enhance productivity at every stage of your construction projects, discuss how technology and AI can increase field team efficiency, and learn from real-world case studies where operational excellence strategies work to improve timelines, budgets, and project quality. Before we kick off, if you have any questions before you registered, we will be covering those during the session. If there are any other questions that come to mind, please do submit them through the Q&A panel. And if we have time at the end, we'll go through those and answer them for you. Yeah. We have a lot to unpack today. So without further ado, let's get started. Welcome, Jonathan from Kynection. It's nice to have you join us.
Yeah, it's great to be here. I really appreciate the collaboration that we've done with MYOB and our company's journey so far together. It's been really strong. So thank you for inviting us.
That it has. Thanks, Jonathan. Well, we might kick off with a question for you. We often hear about delays on construction projects. What strategies or techniques can project managers implement to minimize delays and ensure projects stay on schedule? How can technology help us with some of that heavy lifting?
Yeah, thanks for the question. So I suppose at Kynection, we specialize in systems to help minimize and ensure that projects stay on schedule. So some of the things that we like to go in are what we call sort of the 4 pillars that we have at Kynection that we always talk about with most of our clients. Safety is a major thing on construction sites. So we obviously inside the Kynection systems, we have the ability to add all the compliance regulations in there, which is keeping the construction project on track, but also it allows us to feed back information for the project managers where it comes to costs and time benefits using systems.
Awesome. Thanks, Jonathan. Bruce, do you mind answering for us how cost overruns can significantly impact project budgets? What are some practical approaches to manage costs and maintain budget discipline throughout the project lifecycle?
Yeah, sure, Emma. Look, managing costs and maintaining budget discipline, requires some pretty proactive measures. You've got accurate cost estimation at project initiation, sets that realistic baseline. And then continuous monitoring and tracking of expenses against the budget, allow that early detection of any sort of deviations and variations that might occur. So adopting a change management process for things like scope creep really helps control those unexpected costs. But with that, ultimately, implementing technology like MYOB Advanced offers that real-time visibility to financial data, timely cost tracking and comparison when we've planned budgets and so forth. And we've got a range of platform tools in addition to that provide that level of configurable exception management layer across the application, that deliver features like automated alerts and notifications that trigger certain actions and workflows in case of, say, in the case of budget overruns, to project cost control throughout to protect project cost control throughout the life cycle of that project.
Definitely. Thanks, Bruce. We don't want our projects running over, that's for sure.
Indeed.
Within civil construction projects involve multiple stakeholders. How can project managers ensure seamless coordination and communication among various parties, including contractors and suppliers? I think this might also be a question for you, Bruce, if you're up for it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, look, absolutely. Seamless coordination and communication are, vital in, especially within the context of, complex projects with lots of stakeholders. So, centralized communication platforms that streamline those interactions amongst those stakeholders is really, really important. So there's, regular status updates and progress reports. They maintain transparency, and, in implementing a cloud-based collaboration tool enables real-time data sharing and document management. And of course, using integrated software like MYOB Advanced and Kynection solutions ensure that all stakeholders have access to the same data, and that fosters better collaboration and alignment throughout the project's lifecycle.
Definitely. And Jonathan, are you able to walk us through how your solution enables that communication between the subcontractors and other parties within the project?
Yeah, absolutely. Kynection with the collaboration of MYOB Advanced together bring a really strong collaboration of software that can deliver basically seamlessly on the one communication stream. So that can be, like, for example, the project modules. So not only are we capturing all the information around the costing side, which is great, but also the safety and compliance side is also captured through the Kynection and fed back into both systems. One of the things that we find that are hugely challenging on construction sites are the subcontractors themselves. So on the subcontractor side, what we've developed is a portal. So basically all the skill matrix and also inductions and everything can be all handled on a subcontractor level through a portal system. All that is collaboration through the CRM, through the advanced system as well with Kynection. So it really brings everything together in the one place.
How can robust planning and scheduling techniques contribute to successful job management in construction projects? Are there any specific tools or methodologies that you'd recommend? Jonathan, do you mind kicking us off on this one?
Yeah, no problem at all. There's key tools that are impeccable to a successful project, like, for example, schedulers and project containers as well, as we like to refer to them. Once again, collaboration with MYOB Advanced and tying the Kynection system and that together provide us with a really strong footprint for the project. Some of the great things that you can do with that is also having the containers for the projects in one place, allowing for all the WHS side, but also the costing side, purchase orders, all the things you need on a daily basis at your helm, right there in your hand, in your palm, and your mobile device as well, for the guys that are on site. Feeding back real-time collaboration back to the cloud, allowing the office then to have that information for reconciling purchase orders and part deliveries and things like that. So it's a winning formula to have the collaboration of also the scheduling system to understand what workers are going to be on site, what competencies they're going to have, and also the equipment that you're actually allocating to the project, which all links back to advance for the costing side as well. So it's a great tool.
Definitely. And speaking of that link to advance, Bruce.
Yeah, look, just to back up what Jonathan's just been speaking about on the scheduling side. I mean, robust planning and scheduling are pretty much the backbone of successful job management. And there's techniques like critical path method that identify the most critical tasks for timely completion. You've got Gantt chart visualizations, that show and illustrate project timelines and task dependencies. And also lean construction principles that minimize waste and optimize processes. So, again, that connectivity, that integration of MYOB Advanced and Kynection, offer project management and scheduling modules and that enable that cost tracking or task tracking, resource allocation and real-time updates. And those tools provide, project managers with those necessary insights that allow them to adapt to changes and ensure, on time delivery of work and achieve, obviously, ultimately, successful job management and construction projects.
Construction projects are inherently exposed to risk. How can effective job management help in identifying, assessing, and mitigating these risks to prevent potential disruptions?
Kynnection's really strong around risk mitigation. So I think it's impeccable to have robust controls in place for risk mitigation when it comes to project delivery, and also risk on sites. Now, I suppose that can be divided into two sort of risks. You've got your risks for your business risks, but also you have your WHS risks as well. So having tools in place that are formalized and structured is really important to have that deployed inside your organization. These are not just like out of the box sort of generic things. They're really going to have to be project specific. And that sort of links back to the roots of like being a 9001 accredited company as well, and 45001 accreditation for WHS safety. These things really need to be brought into the software and led from there.
Yeah, definitely. Are you able to share with us some examples of where projects that with exceptional job management techniques led to a successful outcome and what specific practices contributed to those achievements?
We believe in delivering to a field first methodology. So what that means is basically doing a reverse sort of project. We've got to understand what the key metrics are for the project delivery when it comes to costings and everything else. But we really need to understand that the guys that are majority using the system sometimes are the people on the field. So providing a really easy, seamless system that they can use their mobile phones and tablets and things like that to feed information back into the project management system is impeccable and so important. So doing a reverse project achieves reverse buy-in as well. So a really successful project we find is that you have the infield buy-in, middle management, and then senior management. So they all collaborate together for a successful project. That then also links together the seamless information when it comes to near misses and incidents and things like that. That it's not frowned upon for an NCR or anything to be put in, but as long as it's communicated, it can be acted on and then drive that successful project outcome.
Yeah, definitely. So when it comes to the business side of things then, how can construction companies optimize resource allocation and utilization to enhance this productivity and efficiencies that we're able to gain by this interconnectedness? Are there any tools and methodologies that have proven effective?
Absolutely, Emma. It's one of the major points for scheduling the right people and the right tools. So utilizing the right people with the correct competencies and training and inductions can save a huge amount of time on a construction project. There's nothing worse than I hear from existing customers accidentally sending the wrong employee to a project that hasn't been inducted, and then wasting hours in the morning to have that person inducted. It's the same thing that people sort of forget around tools as well and equipment. There's a lot of requirement to actually have your equipment inducted by the construction companies, making sure that when it hits site, it already has asset tags and it's already been ticked off by them. So having the ability for a reverse lookup on a scheduler to actually look at the competencies on a person, an individual, and also on the equipment, it's a major part that really can save a lot of time and and efficiencies within inside of project management.
Definitely. I don't think I'd want to see my companies list. So yeah, hopefully that's only management view. Construction projects are dynamic and can face unexpected changes. How can project managers adapt and manage change effectively without compromising the productivity?
Yeah, good question, Emma. Look, I'll just answer that within the context of change order process. So, construction projects are always susceptible to unexpected changes. It's just the nature of project management. So there's always going to be scope creep and modifications in scope. There's always going to be design alterations or unforeseen challenges with any given project. But the MYOB advanced platform provides a level of flexibility and being the comprehensive platform that it is, it enables project managers to quickly adapt to those changes. And with that, it's integrated tightly with project management and financial modules that allow that those real-time updates between those two modules of project data, ensuring that all stakeholders are informed promptly. And in particular, MYOB Advanced has a change order management capability built within it as part of its core that allow project managers to document and track changes and systemize those particular changes as well. They can create detailed change requests. They can attach relevant documents and define the impact of the change on project budgets and timelines as well. And that ensures there's clear communication and a structured approach to managing those changes.
Jono, did you also want to answer that one? Or?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll add on the back of Bruce that absolutely, change variations to projects is something that you're never going to be able to hide from. They're a daily thing. So having the right systematic principles in place and having an easy to use system like MYOB Advanced and Kynection together just make the change requests easier to process, and having all the document control in the one place for variations and for evidence later on to claim a variation is key. We see that time and time again with our clients. Just have the ability to go back to a daily diary, to refer to the pictures and everything that have been taken that day. It just makes the evidence a lot easier back to the client of why variation is required.
Construction projects are exposed to financial risk. What methods can project managers use to identify, assess, and mitigate these risks to safeguard project finances?
Indeed. Project managers can employ various methods to manage financial risks effectively and efficiently. So, firstly, thorough risk assessments can identify potential issues early, and then regular monitoring of financial health and budget adherence, helps catch any of those deviations promptly. As best they can, of course, and then diversifying suppliers and contractors mitigates that risk of those dependencies, and obviously, setting up contingency funds and negotiating favourable contract terms provides a safety net of sorts as well. So, but with that, additionally, integrating software solutions can aid in tracking expenses, in analysing that historical data for identification of any sort of risk patterns, and facilitating timely decision making to safeguard project finances as well.
Thanks, Bruce. And then taking it a step further, how does that integration of technology such as construction management software and ERP enhance the accuracy and efficiency of that financial management?
Yeah, look, accuracy and efficiency is key and critical to what we do as software providers. So, integrating technology and addressing digital disconnection, and solutions such as our construction management software enhances financial management accuracy and efficiency across the board by automating what were previously manual processes. So, invoicing, expense tracking, payroll calculations, they're all streamlined, and they reduce the instance of human error. as much as we can there, and also real time data synchronization. Make sure that you're viewing up to date data within financial reports and dashboards that aid that timely decision making and make you a little bit more responsive to any events. And with that, obviously, you've got your centralized data repository that eliminates disconnected data silos, that improves data accuracy and ensures data integrity in your projects as well. But additionally, the layer above that, which is the robust reporting tools, they generate those insightful financial reports, project performance reports, and dashboards as well. So they obviously help stakeholders gain a comprehensive view of project finances and performance.
Thanks, Bruce. How can financial management strategies contribute to the long-term sustainability of construction companies, even beyond these individual projects?
We see it daily, actually, that when we come into construction companies and they don't have the collaboration suite of Advanced and Kynection together, they have no idea of their profitability on a daily basis, let alone a weekly. We're seeing sometimes these organizations take up to, I've seen worse, but on average about 3.5 to 4 weeks to actually receive all the information back from the field and actually start billing their client as well. So they're really steering themselves blind. So putting in robust systems that can actually not only change the dynamic of the billing internally to their customers, but also it helps keep the company more sustainable because of longevity of billing on a weekly basis or even on a daily basis. And we've seen a huge turnaround, which helps with cash flow and growth of the company.
Thanks, Jono. How does regulatory compliance impact financial management in the construction industry, and what steps should construction companies take to ensure this compliance?
Well, compliance is something in the financials which we're not really signed off on as Kynection. I suppose that's one of our strengths as well, because we're not really a financial package. We are a package that traps all the financial information, but we report that back to MYOB for compliance in the way of GL reporting and profit and loss and everything else. We do that at a high level as required, but when it comes to the nuts and bolts, we actually pass that back to MYOB Advanced. So Bruce can answer that question better than I can.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Look, MYOB recognises the importance of compliance in the construction industry, in not only Australia but in New Zealand as well. And to that end, we offer pretty robust tools and functionality to help our construction customers remain compliant. And an example of that is what we've done recently for Queensland, the Queensland building sector through QBCC trust compliance, where we've pretty much built dedicated functionality to manage project and retention trusts within that region. It effectively helps our customers manage trust accounts to ensure they maintain trust compliance, retention compliance, so that they're making sure that there's adequate funds there to pay the beneficiaries that they work with, and follow those best practice procedures. It offers everything from trust ledger management, as I mentioned, trust account reconciliation. There's a range of reports. Obviously, we're safeguarding those transactional records and making sure that the QBCC can conduct audits on those. And it's a very, very important piece of legislation. But once again, demonstrates our commitment at MYOB in making sure that we're delivering compliance solutions to our customers.
Thank you for everyone sending through the amazing questions. We are looking at them on the side, and we've just picked out a few for the boys to answer now, but we'll respond to the rest offline as well. So just kicking off with the first question we have here. What are the key benefits of integrating MYOB and Kynection? Bruce, this might be one for you. Can you highlight some of the key advantages that businesses can gain from this integration?
Yeah, sure, Emma. Look, both MYOB and Kynection offer significant advantages on their own, but integrated, you've got the flexibility to be customized and tailor a platform to your organization's specific needs. And the platforms have the capacity and scalability to adapt seamlessly as your business requirements evolve, allowing for that scalability without the complexities of managing a range of disconnected systems and their data silos. So those integrations result in several key benefits, such as increased operational efficiency, improved data precision, real-time visibility of performance, and streamlined financial management. And that resolves the challenge of determining the profitability of each project manually. So, and further to that, both systems enhance the overall customer experience while simultaneously, reducing costs by eliminating manual data entry and minimising errors, leading to a substantial labour cost savings, of course. And that can potentially provide a competitive advantage in the market for our customers. So by consolidating your systems to only include MYOB and Kynection, you reduce the number of entry points into your organisation, and this reduction in entry points enhances security by decreasing vulnerabilities and mitigating the risk of cyber attacks, of course.
Thanks, Bruce. How does the MYOB and Kynection integration contribute to better job management in civil construction projects?
That's a great question. In the world of construction these days, efficiency is the name of the game, and Kynection, alongside with MYOB, is a game changer that transforms that job management in the industry. There are several streamlining aspects, such as financial efficiency, which offers a seamless synchronization of financial data, allowing for accurate tracking for project expenses, budget hindrance, and invoicing. Another big one is resource allocation, ensuring that equipment, materials, labor, subcontract expenses are efficiently utilized to reduce wastage and the costs. I like how we both can provide the real-time access to critical project data. Another important aspect that involves life and death situations is maintaining compliance with industry regulations and safety standards, ensuring that safety to all the workers is constantly monitored. And lastly is document management of contracts, permits, and reports that are easily managed to ensure that the project stays organized, accurate, and completely modernization. It also facilitates a better communication between the project stakeholders.
Thanks, Phil. Well, that brings us to the end of today's webinar. We hope that the insights, strategies, and success stories shared by Phil, Jono, and Bruce have provided you with some valuable knowledge and actionable steps to drive your organization's growth through operational excellence. We hope that you found this webinar informative and insightful. A huge thanks to our speakers, Phil, Jono, and Bruce. As I mentioned, this session has been recorded and you can use today's access link to rewatch and share the webinar. On behalf of the team at MYOB and Kynection, thank you again for joining us and have a great afternoon.